America is often criticized for being short-term in its orientation, quick to change course. In fact, Washington often shows a steely consistency in its foreign policy. Consider the strategic outreach to India that began during the Clinton administration and was expanded on in a bipartisan manner over 25 years until now. Donald Trump's sudden, inexplicable hostility toward India reverses policies pursued under 5 administrations, including his own previous one. If it holds, this reversal may be the biggest strategic mistake of the Trump presidency so far. After the Cold War, the U.S. began a sustained outreach toward India. President Clinton's visit in 2000 was hugely successful and opened up the possibility of a new warm relationship between the two countries. The pivotal shift took place under George W. Bush. His administration realized that a rising China was transforming the international system, and the single most important counterweight to China could be India, then the world's second most populous country, which was also beginning to reform economically and integrate with the world. A close relationship between Washington and New Delhi would be the key to preventing Chinese domination of Asia and securing America's interests in the region. The giant obstacle in the way of better U.S.-India ties was India's nuclear weapons program. Washington had penalized India for this to preserve the global non-proliferation regime. The Bush administration decided that India should be treated like a great power, like France or Britain or China. It offered a historic deal that ended the isolation India had faced because of its nukes. That deal, expertly navigated on the Indian side by Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, marked a watershed in the relations between the two countries. After that, things got closer. The Obama administration saw India as key to its pivot to Asia and supported New Delhi's bid to become a permanent member of the UN Security Council. He greatly increased trade between the two economies. The first Trump administration took an important leap forward politically. It elevated the Quad, a defense-oriented group of the US, Australia, Japan, and India, and gave it more substance. Trump also embraced and promoted his personal relationship with Prime Minister Modi. President Biden built on the Trump legacy, forging greater cooperation in defense and economics. India began planning to cooperate with the U.S. in the manufacture of everything, from fighter jets to computer chips. In the second quarter of this year, India exported more smartphones to the U.S. market than China. India is a prickly country. It was colonized and dominated by the West, ruled by Britain for 2 centuries. After its independence, it was supported unequivocally by the Soviet Union, while America gave money and arms to its adversarial neighbor, Pakistan. Being a large, diverse, messy democracy, it has domestic interests that it cannot ignore. Despite all this, Washington, through painstaking, patient diplomacy, was able to nudge New Delhi closer and closer so that the two countries' interests and actions were aligned. Enter Trump 2.0. With little warning, Donald Trump has undone decades of painstaking effort by American diplomats. He has placed India in the highest category of tariff countries, along with Syria and Myanmar, while placing Pakistan at just 19% and offering joint efforts to look for oil in that country. There is little accessible oil there. He met with Pakistan's army chief in private. A Trump family-backed firm has had ties to Pakistan's National Crypto Council, all fueling suspicions of backroom deals. Trump has suddenly turned on India, insulting its economy, calling it dead. In fact, India has had the fastest-growing large economy in the world for several years now and is the world's 4th largest economy and will likely overtake Germany by 2028 to become number 3 after the US and China. It is the world's 2nd largest importer of arms and has the 2nd largest number of smartphone users. India has a long history of seeking to be non-aligned. Under Modi, it embraced a variation called multi-alignment, allowing it to freelance and maintain good ties with all sides. Persistent American diplomacy and the rise of China had been chipping away at that stance, and India had slowly but surely been embracing closer ties with America. No more. Even if Trump reverses course once again, the damage is done. Indians believe that America has shown its true colors. its unreliability, its willingness to be brutal to those it calls its friends. They will understandably feel that they need to hedge their bets, stay close to Russia, and even make amends with China. The country is united in its shock and anger at Trump's insulting behavior. When I'm in India, I often urge the country to forge closer ties with America, telling Indians that they should shed their ambivalence, that their destiny lies in a great partnership between the world's oldest and its largest democracy. Today, I would be hard-pressed to urge Indians to follow that advice. Go to cnn.com/Fareed for a link to my Washington Post column this week.